Hey guys, I'm back again doing another video. So another question I've been asked was basically about the oil cooling system and the relocation system and the general cooling system I've got set up on the front of the car. So what I'll do is I'll just get it open, bring the front bumper off and just show you guys what I've got and how I did it on mine. Quick release bumpers are rad, everyone should have one. Okay guys, so this is the cooler I've got. It's just a pretty standard cooler. Obviously you need very high pressure lines because it's your system you're talking about, you don't want to be losing pressure. I've got the oil filter. No, this is definitely a cooler. This is a cooler, yeah, we knew that. I've got it mounted just off the chassis here with an extra arm just sporting. Sorry about the dust, I've been sanding the bodywork. Around here we've got the plate that the filter feeds to, which are these two pipes. These are the cooler pipes, which obviously go around to what we were just looking at. I've just got a cheap filter because I'm still doing running in on the car and it's just collecting all the dirt. Something I am a big believer in is always running a thermostatic plate, which is a plate which basically only allows oil to go into this oil cooler when it hits a certain temperature. If it doesn't hit that temperature, it basically bypasses it straight through and back into the engine without going through the cooler. The reason being, you don't want to overcool your oil because it reaches a level of temperature where it's at an optimal protectional peak for bearings and lubrication and cooling efficiency of the inside of the engine, because oil obviously cools as well as lubricates. I obviously run the plate the adapter goes into. That's then obviously got some high pressure lines, some nice shiny AN10 fittings, which then goes off down to a plate which you can't really see because it's kind of buried, but just down there, which is on an adapter that just bolts straight to the engine where the original pickup used to be for the oil filter. Again, something else that you want to try and get is a good flow to this, because if you're going to go to the effort of doing it, try to get it flowed well at the front and to the side. Ideally mine would be better here, but I put it to the side anyway because that's where it is now, so that's where it's staying. Intercoolers another big thing. If you're going to be running boost through your engine, you know, we want to try and get as much air cooled through there as you can. My setup personally is running a tray which obviously catches the air and sends it all through the intercooler. It's just a general 3-inch pipe intercooler. It's nothing special. I'm not running massive power for again, I'm running 3-inch pipe work through. I'm running a Jap speed radiator. I also upgraded to a metal housing on the thermostat housing because obviously the heat from the turbo would melt the plastic ones, and I know they break in general anyway. I did have to remake a few lines. This one I will get a silicone one made as a one-piece line at some point. I run obviously just a general eBay catch can for overflow for the coolant. And this line over here is actually, I believe, off of one of my old S13s, a CA one if I remember rightly. But that actually fits perfectly on the soarer, which I found a bit strange. It's a tiny bit short, but that's because I've moved my radiator forward a couple of inches, which then resulted in that being slightly too short. But it kind of gave me an advantage because I've now got a metal pipe joining where the manifold runs under, so that's helping protect the silicone pipe from being burnt up. Yeah, hopefully guys that's helped you out. Like I say, if you want to run a relocation on yours, you just need the adapter, some dash 10 lines, and then a relocation plate. If you want to run the oil cooler, there's a few ways of doing it. I've done it this way. I know some people don't run a plate, they just run straight from the engine into the cooler and back out, but like I said, the reason I explained that just now, I don't like that personally because I think it can cause harm. The adapter itself is literally just a 3-bolt. It's really easy. Sorry I can't show you sort of a better view of it, but it's really tucked under the side of the engine. Yeah guys, I hope that kind of clears things up. If you've got any other comments about like your setup, or you want to just share your build with me on your soarer or your sc400 or something like that, you know, feel free. Just tag me, drop a comment, whatever you want. I did used to run, when it was automatic, a oil cooler, which I did have on this side. This is hence why it kind of was matching. So I mean, I had the oil cooler, intercooler, and then oil cooler for the gearbox. Obviously now I've got a manual gearbox, that is no longer needed. And if anyone was wondering, that is just a screamer pipe off the wastegate on the turbo. But yeah, hopefully that's helped for you guys. Oh, one thing to mention is be very, very careful when you connect your adapter to make sure that you have your lines which feed your oil filter the correct way round. There's plenty of documentation on the forums for all of this again, so just be very, very careful. Last thing you want to do is be feeding your oil filter the incorrect way, because you run the risk of not lubricating and cleaning the oil in your engine properly. Another small advantage of this is small plates like this, diversions for the air. Obviously it comes through the bumper, hits there. A lot of air will always take the easiest path, so if the air finds that this is the easiest route, it will just hop up and over and into the engine bay. When you run plate and an under tray like this, it helps divert the air or force it to go through all your cooling systems that you've spent time and money on. So yeah, that's that guys. Hopefully that's helped and answered any questions again. Sorry it's a bit of a short random video, but I keep getting asked. I'm trying to help people as much as I can with their builds by sort of showing them what I've done. Hopefully, you know, giving people a bit of inspiration. Yeah. One more thing before we go guys, for the end of this video. Don't get disheartened by, if you don't know how to do something on your car, you know, always have a go at something. You need to try and fail. I mean, it's the old saying, you know, try and try. If you fail, you've learned. Don't become disheartened. Everyone's got to start somewhere. You know, ask forums. There's so much help online nowadays with regards to help on online forums, things like that. You know, if it's soarer related or something like that, you know, just ask around, drop me a PM, you know, whatever, I don't mind. I'm always happy to help someone if I can. Anyway guys, just thought I'd drop that in there. You know, keep motivated. I'm trying my best to keep motivated with my projects. So it's a bit of a struggle sometimes because I just can't be bothered, because they annoy me, because they leak oil. Anyway guys, have a good weekend. Peace out.